This year's report clearly highlights that the extent of drug use is rather stable. We estimate somewhere around 246 million people who take drugs. It is equivalent to about 5% of people between the age of 5 and 65 years who take drugs. It also observes that amongst those who are using drugs, there are clearly about 27 million users who need treatment, and they are called the problem drug users. 50% of these are injecting drug users. And the executive director of UNODC has requested that we pay also equal attention to improving access and availability of drug treatment services which are based on health and human rights perspectives. In terms of the impact of the counter-narcotics issues, and in September the member states of the United Nations are going to be signing off on the Sustainable Development Goals, and it is important for us to note that the rule of law, Goal 16, is an important part of the Sustainable Development Goals, and one of the prerequisites for development is to have a good rule of law. To prevent and also to reduce the impact and mitigate the consequences, you need to engage in prevention of drug trafficking, in making sure it's not just the drug trafficking but also the illicit financial flows that emanate out of drug trafficking that impact the overall governance in any country. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, Regional Office for Central Asia, has been working with the countries in this region for over 20 years, and in particular with the Uzbek government we've had a very strong partnership. We have been supporting the countries, especially in the law enforcement responses that relate to strengthening the border control issues, but also in the container control program, through a container control program to strengthen the measures and their capacities to have stronger steps put in place for prevention of illicit trafficking. I would like to highlight that this year's theme of 26th June, the International Day, is Let's Develop Our Lives, Our Communities and Our Identities Without Drugs, where it's a collective responsibility of the individual, the family, the communities, and also for all actors who engage in both strengthening the rule of law responses on one end, and on the other end on the development actors, for them to come together and make sure that the communities become safer and stronger for us to have a healthy environment in which the young population can grow.